Good afternoon, everybody. Luis Morales here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. If you're tuning in here, it is Functional Fitness Friday. We're going to end with some guided breathing here today. So what we're going to get into with this workout here today, it's going to be a big focus on muscles of the backside. When I say backside, we're talking about the glutes and we're talking about the hamstrings. So we want to leave today getting a little bit better at our hinge pattern and using those hamstrings and the glutes, basically the biceps of the lower body. So what we're going to be doing here today essentially is a lot of hinging, a lot of kind of Romanian deadlifts. So what we're going to start with are the movements actually that we're going to be doing here today. We're going to start with a simple RDL using both legs, and then we're going to dedicate one interval at a time to working with just one leg at a time. Now, this is going to get a little complicated as far as the balance goes. Your balance may not be there yet, and that is all right. So feel free to use something like a chair, couch, whatever you need to do, even something like this, a dowel, as we go along to kind of help you get really balanced through that hinge pattern. So first thing we're going to be doing in that first interval is just your regular RDL, both feet kind of planted about hip width apart, maybe even a little bit narrower. That's okay. And before we do any kind of hip work, we're going to go ahead and bend those knees a little bit, and those knees are going to stay bent only a little bit. So now I got my core nice and tight. I'm going to push the hips back as much as I can, let the hamstrings stretch out as much as I comfortably can. You can see the dumbbells aren't even touching the ground. Back is pretty nice and flat, core is tight, supporting the spine, and then we'll pull with those hamstrings, squeeze those glutes, and come all the way back up. So that's our movement here, guys. Doesn't have to be done super fast, doesn't have to be done super slow. I want you guys to focus on crushing the walnut in between those glutes every time we come up. So next up, what we're going to be doing is focusing on one leg at a time during that RDL. So what that will look like, we want to move a little bit slower with this one so we can kind of lock in that muscular use. So feel free to support yourself. We're going to put all our weight into one leg, slight knee bend. We'll push our hips back then, keep one other leg straight out behind us, and we'll end right about here. So trying to keep the leg, the core nice and tight, our body nice and parallel to the ground if we can. Now, if you're feeling your hamstring give you a little bit more restriction right about here, that's totally fine. Just come down to where your hamstring gives you that it's really tight signal, and then we can squeeze the glute, crush the walnut, come on back up. Now with the dumbbells here, guys, you guys are going to have some options. If you want to load yourself up with the single leg, feel free to do so. You can do it with both or just with one. I recommend having your dumbbell in the opposite hand as the planted foot to give yourself a little bit more balance. It'll help the core work a little bit better there. All right, so basically those are our three intervals. We're going to be working for 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We'll do our two-legged RDL, single leg on one side, single leg on the other side, and then start right back at the top. So because it's a 3-minute round, we're going to be doing 5 rounds for about 15 minutes. That is basically what we got going on for the Functional Fitness Friday workout itself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the warm-up itself, guys. If you guys have a stick or a dowel or something like that around, go ahead and grab it. If not, no worries. What we're going to be doing is just warming up by doing our nice kind of regular hinging pattern. So what you'll do if you have the dowel is take it, rest it on kind of the back of your spine here. I'm holding it on to the back of my pelvis here with one hand, holding it to the top of my head, or the back of my head, I should say, with the other. And from here, this will help me keep my spine nice and straight. Bend the knees a little bit, push the hips back as far as they can go, as far as those hamstrings will let you, while keeping the contact with the stick there. And then we'll squeeze the glute, crush the walnut, come back up. So even if you don't have the stick, still push those hips back as far as you comfortably can. Feel those hamstrings lengthen out. Don't push it too far. We don't want anything to feel like it's going to tear. Just go as far as you can comfortably go, keeping that back nice and straight. Pretend you got a stick there. Keep that core tight. We're waking up those hamstrings, waking up those glutes, waking up that core with a nice strong exhale as we come up. Let's do 2 more here. Nicely done. 1 more. Push those hips back here, guys. Feel the length through the hamstrings. Big, strong exhale. Bring it forward. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, guys, so now what we want to do, let's come down to the ground for just a brief moment. What we're going to do is just a couple bridges, wake up the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit further, warm ourselves up just a little bit further. So let's come, we're all the way down here on the ground. We're going to have those heels planted on the ground. And let's do 5 nice bridges. So core is tight, hips are going to come up. Again, we're crushing the walnut. Exhaling as we go, making sure to engage all the muscles around the pelvis and the abdomen. Good, one more, big squeeze. Good, good, nicely done, you guys, nicely done. Okay, let's bring ourselves all the way up. Make sure you got your space ready to go here, you guys. Make sure you got your water and those dumbbells in the air if you're using them here today. Move the stick out of the way. All right, you guys, and again, feel free to use as much support as you feel like you need with the single leg RDL. It's gonna get a little difficult. We're gonna be moving a little bit slower speeds, so the balance might be hard to control. If you're in a place where you can not use shoes or socks, I highly recommend that, just so you can become that much better with the balance. We're getting 1% better every single day. All right, I'm gonna set up this clock here and then we will get it going. All right, guys, so working for 15 minutes here. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're starting with those regular RDLs. 3, 2, 1, and we're going. Didn't beep for some reason, but the clock is moving. All right, so if you have the dumbbells, what we're trying to do, nice narrow stance, knees slightly bent, pushing the hips back as much as we can, crushing that walnut all the way to the top here. We want to feel some stretch in the hamstrings as we go down. You can see my back is staying nice and flat the whole way. Listen to your body. Your body might be telling you, hey, don't go as far as I'm going, just because we might have different levels of length in the hamstrings today. Now, it doesn't mean that's for life. You guys will eventually get there. We're almost done here, you guys. About 5 more seconds. Keep that core tight. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's relax, guys. Quick transition here. We're starting with that right leg. So plant that right foot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're on that single leg one now. So feel free to support yourself in any way that you need to. We're going down nice and slow and then coming up a little bit quicker, squeezing that right side glute. It's important that we keep our hips nice and square to the ground. Pretend like you got some headlights on those hips. You want to keep those headlights pointed forward as we go. Don't let them twist out to the side away from that right foot. Good job, you guys. We got about 20 seconds left. Gonna be hard work for the foot and the calf here, trying to maintain that balance, trying to keep that arch up off the ground. Got 8 seconds. Come on, you guys. Good work. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we're resting. So other side is coming up next. This is the last interval of round 1 here. We're going to plant that left foot. Same thing on the other side. Now, if this is your non-dominant foot, don't worry. It might be a little bit more wobbly. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Here we go. Knees slightly bent. We're pushing the hips back. Trying to keep those headlights nice and square to the ground here. Going down just as much as our hamstrings will let us, and then we're squeezing the glute, bringing those hips all the way back under us. Big, strong exhales here, guys. That's what's going to keep our core tight. All those muscles around the pelvis engaged as we move here. We got 10 seconds left. Good work, you guys. Good work. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we're resting. Good work. That is the end of round 1. Nothing too crazy, nothing too hard on the cardiovascular system here today. Just want to improve that hinging function, that glute function, that hamstring function. All right, let's get right back into our RDLs. Here we go. Dumbbells. Trying to touch the ground. If you can't, don't worry. More concerned about pushing the hips back and keeping the back straight. Good work, guys. Good work. Crush that walnut. Keep those arches up. Let those hamstrings stretch out just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Nothing painful. Good work. Hips all the way back. And then bringing them right back under us. We got 8 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you guys. Good job. All right, right foot is up next. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Knee is slightly bent. Pushing those hips back still. It's okay to use some support and also load up with the dumbbell at the same time. Good work, you guys. Good work. Take it a little bit slower going down on this one than you did with the other ones, or the regular RDLs, I should say. 25 seconds left. We're trying to take it nice and slow, nice and controlled. Making sure those headlights on our hips are blinding the ground here. Good job, guys. Do what you can. We got 10 seconds. Good work, good work. Time for one more. Nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. Nicely done, you guys. Nicely done. Give that leg a little bit of a shake. Left leg coming up next. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Same deal. We got to plant that foot. Knee is slightly bent. It's not going to bend anymore. We're going to move from the hip. Use those headlights to blind the ground. Good job, you guys. Not every rep is going to be perfect, and that's all right. Good job, guys. Keep thinking about crushing that walnut with that one glute, that left side. Try and take it down nice and slow, keeping those headlights blinding the ground. We're almost done here, you guys. We got time for one more. 3, 2, 1. Good job, everybody. Okay, we're going back to the top. Grab both dumbbells if you got them. 3, 2, 1. We're back to those RDLs. Feet are narrow. Hamstrings really getting a lot of length with this one. Very slight bend in the knees, guys. Pushing the hips back. Lots of hip action here. Should feel the glute squeeze every time. This is the start of round 3. By round 5, we're really going to have those glutes and hamstrings awake, ready to be used throughout the weekend, depending on what we're doing. Good job, guys. Good job. Always relevant muscles in our life here. 10 seconds. You guys got it. Keep working. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys. Good job. Good job. All right, we got that right leg coming up next. Right leg not getting a whole lot of rest. 3, 2, 1. We're going to plant. Use those hips to blind the ground. Just going down as far as those hamstrings will let you. Don't push it too much. We should feel a little bit of a stretch before we tell that glute to squeeze and bring our hips back under us. Good job, everybody. Good job. Getting better every round. Here we go. Got 20 seconds. Take it nice and slow on that way down. Control it. That's what's going to help our muscle function over time. Taking it nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, guys. Brief rest here. Left leg is coming up next. Let's make sure we can plant that left foot. Here we go. Let's get into it. So slight bend in that left knee. Coming down, blinding the ground with those hips. Headlights on the hips. Nice and slow here, you guys. Nice and slow. Even if there's no weight, still take it nice and slow. Good job, guys. Good job. A little bit quicker coming up. Try and get a little bit more forceful using that left glute. Big squeeze. Bring those hips right back under you. Nicely done, everybody. We got 10 seconds. Good work, everybody. Good work. Time for one more. And rest. Nicely done, you guys. Nicely done. I'm sure those legs are feeling it by now. Let's get ready. RDL's coming up. 3, 2, 1. All right, both feet planted once again. Nice narrow stance. Slight bend in the knees, but hips are being pushed back a lot before we squeeze those glutes. Good job, everybody. Good job. Only go down as far as your body will let you in regards to that hamstring tightness, while still being able to keep the back flat. If you start to feel that back bending at all, gone a little bit too far, guys. Be conservative with how far you go down. We're almost done. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are back to that right leg. Never-ending cycle for these hamstrings and glutes, but we're getting better. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right foot's planted. Slight bend in that knee. Coming all the way down, nice and slow. Using that glute and the hamstring, bringing the hips back under us. Good work here, you guys. Good work. Don't get lazy. Don't lose sight of that core. As we push the hips back, as we work, that core is what's keeping our back straight, keeping our spine protected. All the pressure in the muscles and the tendons, not in our bony structures. Everyone's doing great. We got about 10 seconds left. Let's keep working this right leg. Right leg not getting a lot of rest today. Time for one more. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good job, everybody. Good job. Stand it on up. Grab some water if you need to. We're entering the final 4 minutes. Here we go. Plant that left leg. We're on to our left leg RDLs here. Nice and slow, guys. Nice and controlled going down. Making sure our hips are still facing nice and square to the ground as we go. If you feel them wavering a lot and you're struggling with the balance, grab onto something, whether that's a wall, a chair, a couch, using the stick to help hold you up. All valid ways to make that movement just a little bit better. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. Good job, you guys. Grip the ground with the foot. We got time for one more. Nicely done, everybody. Take a little bit of a rest. We got 10 seconds. We're going back to that RDL one more time. This is the final round. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Narrow stance. Going as far down as we can while keeping that back straight. Letting those glutes, those hamstrings lengthen all the way out. Keeping those arches up. Don't get all flat-footed on me now. Core is tight. We're using those exhales to our advantage. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. By now, hamstrings might be feeling a little bit longer. We keep putting them on a slight stretch every time we work them. Keep squeezing those glutes. Keep bringing them back under you. Almost done. We got time for one more. And rest. Beautiful work, you guys. Beautiful work. All right, we're on to the final 2 intervals. Using one leg at a time. Let's knock it out of the park. 3, 2, 1. Right leg. Here we go. Right leg's planted. Coming down nice and slow. Using that glute and that hamstring, that core to bring us back up. Bringing the hips back under our bodies. Make sure you guys are standing all the way up here. Good. Good work, guys. Good work. About 25 seconds left. Taking it nice and slow on the way down. This is how we lock in that control. This is how we recruit those muscle fibers to work for us so we can work smarter and not harder. 10 more seconds. Good job, guys. We got time for one more. Here we go. Nice and slow. Big glute squeeze, take a rest. Good job, guys. Good job. Final minute interval here coming up. 3, 2, 1. Left leg gets the last word here. All the way down, you guys. Keep blinding the ground with those hips. Don't open up away from that left leg. We're still taking it nice and slow, nice and controlled. It's okay to be wobbly at the foot and the ankle. Big exhales, guys, as we go here. We're crushing the walnut with one side. Bringing those hips all the way back under us. Pushing them back. And then bringing them back under us. Here we go. Still working. 5 more seconds. We got time for one more. Nice and slow here. Good job, you guys. Take a rest. Good work, everybody. Good work. We are done. Timer's about to go off. Let us know that we finished Functional Fitness Friday. All right, everybody. Good work. Good work. Take a moment, shake those legs out. Grab some water if you need to. I know that wasn't particularly taxing on the cardiovascular system, but that's all right. What we're going to get into next is just a quick cool down, and then we'll get into some guided breathing. So let's go ahead and lay ourselves down here all the way on the ground, guys. All right, you guys. So what we're going to do next here, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of regeneration for that backside. So we're laying down here on the ground, knees bent. What we're going to do is kick that right leg up towards the ceiling or sky, take our hands, interlace them on the back of the legs here. So we're kind of holding that leg up now. Leg can be relaxed in your grip. With the knee slightly bent, what we're going to start to do is move from the ankle here. So may take a minute. You might need to adjust to find some medium tension. We're going to go back and forth like we're pressing on the gas pedal, pushing the toes up towards the ceiling and then bringing the heel up towards the ceiling as much as possible. When we bring the heel up, that's where we're going to feel that tension through the calf, the hamstring, maybe even the low back. But what we want to do is floss out all the nerves and the tissue that we were just using. And try and calm our breathing down as we go. Diaphragmatic breaths here, guys, letting the stomach fill up with air. Letting it expand towards the ceiling. And then fall and contract as we exhale. Good work, everybody. Wherever you're at, one more time, heel to the ceiling. Hold it, hold it. Good, we can let that knee bend, bring the leg on down. We'll now do the same thing, other sides. We can kick that leg up. We'll interlace our fingers behind that leg so we can kind of hold it up here. Slight bend in the knee. You guys can have varying degrees of bend in that knee, whatever is most comfortable for you. We'll point those toes up towards the ceiling. Same thing, try and bring the heel up towards the ceiling. And just alternate now as we breathe. Might have to pull that leg in a little bit closer if you're not getting a medium amount of tension, or let it go a little bit further if you're getting too much tension. Do what's best for you. We're just flowing through this, flossing all this tissue that we were just using, back the legs, back the hips. Nicely done, everybody, nicely done. All right, last time, heel to the ceiling, hold it, hold it, hold it. Nicely done. Let's let that knee bend. We can bring it on down. Nice work, you guys. So I'm gonna stay here in this position now where we can start with guided breathing. Now you guys can bring yourselves into any position that is comfortable, whether that's lying down, whether that's seated, whether that's a combination of the two. But what we want to do is try and have at least one hand kind of on the lower abdominal area or right kind of under the rib cage, just so we can feel our diaphragm working and feel how our rib cage moves as we start to focus a little bit more on our breathing. So take a moment, find your space. You can start to close your eyes, and we're going to slowly just start to really calm it down. And as we've slowed our breathing down, guys, we're going to start to try and work in some intervals as far as inhale, a possible hold, and then exhales. So this week, we're going to go ahead and lengthen the hold just a little bit and keep a nice short inhale. So we're going to match our inhale. We're going to count to 3 for that inhale. Count to 3 for that hold. And then exhale to a count of 5. Now do the best you can to start to meet these intervals. Ask the body to slowly lengthen the breath. And do the best you can with your own count in your head. With our hand on our stomach, we're slowly starting to feel it rise or move away from us with our inhale. We'll feel it become static with our hold and slowly deflate as we try to convince our body to lengthen our breath to a count of 5. There are many things to be visualized that can be synonymous with breathing, but my personal favorite is a beach. So find your favorite beach in your mind. Maybe it's local, maybe it's exotic, maybe it's just somewhere far away. And let the waves slowly crash in with the inhale. Hold, seeing the tide come to meet your feet almost, slide to the right, and then slowly exhale back to sea. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing. Check in with yourself and ask yourself, is it hard for me to hold my breath for 3 seconds? Is it easy? Does the air want to come bursting out after the hold? How can I further control this breath? Good job, everyone. Let the exhale get longer and longer as we go. Do the best to imagine the sounds associated with your beach, lightly crashing waves, a serene buzz in the distance. Nicely done. You are in control of this breath. At this moment, nothing else is there besides your breath. You can continue to breathe at this rate. Maybe you slowly come away from your beach in your mind, open your eyes. Bring more awareness back to your surroundings, how you feel. Is it calm? Is it peace? Is it relaxation? Is it satisfaction? You feel free to stay in your own position, continue to breathe. You can slowly turn onto your sides, bring yourselves up if you would like, or stay in serenity. That is all the time I have left for this class here today at the end of the week. I'm grateful for you guys joining me here today. I hope everyone got a little bit better today and also was able to find some peace in the guided breathing. So thank you guys for joining me. Hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Luis.
Thanks,
Have a good
Luis.
weekend.
See you guys. Have a good one.